Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
Hi, Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
AGT The Champions and the Season 2 finale begins on Monday. We are almost there. We're closing in on the finish line. But today, we're going to rank all of the finalists.
Yep.
We've got 10 people from various different levels and types of talent. Some are clearly better than others, but I think this is a fun exercise to try to prepare ourselves. Let's make it clear, though, this is not who necessarily will win AGT The Champions. This is just Jess and I. We each came up with a list of our 10. We didn't talk about it at all really going into this. I feel like they might be a little bit similar.
It might be a little bit similar. This season feels like there are some clear, top people, and then other people that were just kind of like, really?
Yeah.
Buggy Storm? All right.
Yeah, it feels like there's definitely some tiers of the finalists, and so I don't think this is going to be the most unpredictable finale in the world, but...
Yeah.
Before we get into the rankings, if you do like this video, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other updates. Monday night, after the episode, we will be back to break it all down. All right, Jess, well, kick us off. Give us your number 10.
Oh, Buggy Storm. I do not know how this has happened. We've seen people go home like Junior Creative, and we've lost all our magicians.
Yeah.
We've lost all of our comedians, and for some reason, Buggy Storm is here. They're number 10 for me. They should have never been here in the first place. Simon, really? We need to have a talk. I don't understand.
Buggy Storm's kind of a comedy act. It's dancing stormtroopers. It's funny.
Oh, dear.
No, see, here's the thing.
I don't disagree.
Buggy Storm was fun when I first saw them on Britain's Got Talent a long time ago, and we actually got a full performance from them on Britain's Got Talent. We felt like we got 10 seconds of them.
Yeah, this is the first time I'd ever seen them, and it was such a short performance, and it was nothing I hadn't seen before from any other dance troupe, and there are dance troupes out there that are so much better than this, and I don't know how this happened.
Simon just went...
Simon, is this a joke?
Well, yes, it is actually. This is a joke that they wanted on the show. They did it. We all had our laugh, or not, and now we're here in the finale. I do think they are much more talented than they showed in the first performance. It's just that...
I hope so.
Yeah, and I've seen it. The problem still remains for me. I don't know what they're going to do that I haven't seen from them already on Britain's Got Talent or now on this show. And... if going into, I have him at number 10 as well, and going into number 9, I would have never thought, I have Hans ranked higher than somebody.
Yeah, me too. I've got him in the same place.
Yeah.
I still don't think that he's going to win the show, and I just don't see him really finishing much higher than this. It's been kind of surprising that he got here in the first place. I understand why people like him. He has a really strong charisma about him. Just being around him, I can feel the energy from the audience. Last time I compared him to the Blue Man Group, which is, if you've ever seen them, especially in a small place, there's so much energy, and they have that feeling that you're like, yeah, I'm part of this. This feels awesome. It's like a party and paint everywhere and all kinds of cool stuff with the Blue Man Group. And Hans has that same feeling, but this is a different type of show that just doesn't feel right.
Here's the thing for me. I actually...
feel right for him being in the finale.
Well, yeah, I think that Buggy Storm is probably better than Hans talent-wise. I think what they do dancing is actually... Because I've seen them a little bit more than you have, but...
Yeah, I've seen 10 seconds. I think Hans is better.
I think Buggy Storm is better than Hans, but... I'm more excited for what Hans is going to do than I am Buggy Storm. I think it's just, I know what Buggy Storm's going to do. Hans, he's probably going to go out there and do something weird and crazy, and it'll at least be moderately entertaining. He reminds me a lot, this is like a British X Factor reference, but Ryland Clark, when he was first on the British X Factor, he wasn't a great singer, but he had a lot of the same charisma, and he ended up doing a lot of stuff with Celebrity Big Brother, and he actually got kind of a presenting career, and I think Hans has a future in television. I just don't think it's a singer.
Yeah, like I feel like I feel he has a presence for theater, like a smaller off-Broadway theater style show where you want to have a really good time, you're going to go and see Hans, and he's going to get you out of your seat and you're going to be dancing and having a great time with him, and I think that there is definitely a place for him there.
All right, now we are at number 8. Who do you have for 8?
I actually have Alexa here, and I really like her, and I think she's done some interesting stuff with her dogs. Like last time we talked about her doing the hurdles with the dogs, which is something that I hadn't really seen with her before. But she did a lot of the same sort of feeling of act that she did the first time, where she had the two dogs holding each other, a dog jumping over them. So the first act, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. The second act, I was like, I've seen some of this stuff in her first act already, so I'm a little bit worried that the third act is going to be more of the first and the second and now the third.
It's hard, I think, for dog acts because there's only so much time between shows. I feel like it takes a lot longer than that to train dogs to do anything. Our dog, it takes her years to get her to do anything. So.
Our dog won't even come when you call her, so what Alexa does is really impressive.
Yeah. I have Tyler Butler-Figueroa at number 8 for me, and I have him here because I just feel like while I think there is a certain element of sameness to what Alexa did in the second performance versus the first, I just feel like her ceiling right now in terms of just pure like talent and ability is a little bit higher than Tyler's. I think Tyler will probably finish higher on the show. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in like 5th place or something like that, just because he has that story and he makes people feel really good. And, I'm not going to take any of that away from him. I think he's super talented for his age. I just think this is AGT the Champions and they're just people who fundamentally are better.
Well, I've got Tyler at 7, so we're kind of in that still in that same area. And the thing for me with Tyler is I think Tyler's really likable, and I think he's very talented, and he's got a great story. But the first performance, I just wasn't, like, I thought it was good, but there was nothing that I was like, wow, like when Brian came on the show, and I'm like, wow, look at what's happening, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But then the second performance, he brought out a singer, and it made things feel a little bit off. It took away from what Tyler was doing, and that, to me, then brought Tyler down when I felt like this was the performance for Tyler to really kick up that violin playing to another level, that something, first one was good, second one needed to be all Tyler, and then the singer came out and I was like, I don't know what's happening anymore. This isn't going.
I have Alexa at number 7, and we mentioned tiers at the start of this video. I feel like Buggy Storm and Hans are kind of one tier, and then I feel like Tyler and Alexa are kind of another tier in that I think both of them are very talented. It's not their time yet. They're both super young, which is kind of why it's a bummer you can't bring them back, 5 years down the road and see how good they are at that point. I think Alexa's done incredibly well with her dogs at her age. I think she will only be better as time goes on and she understands training more and more. I look at the top 6 acts and I'm just like, all 6 of them are really, really, really good.
Yeah, the top 6 acts have got me pretty blown away. It was, there was a couple in my top 3 that I was like, absolutely, but like it was tough. Like these, I could see any of these really running away with this.
Yeah, I feel like
it just depends on what the act is and what they're bringing.
Like I feel like there's probably only 3 acts that can win, but I feel like any of these 6 acts could conceivably be in second place. Like that's how I'm viewing it, and that's my number 6. I had a really hard time with this. My number 6 and number 5, I kept going back and forth, but I ended up with Sandow Trio at number 6, mostly because I thought about putting them number 5, and I'll get to that in a minute, but I was kind of thinking, okay, my number 5 had a golden buzzer, and I think I'm trying to be biased towards Sandow Trio because I've seen them twice.
Yeah, they're my number 6 as well, and I really like them, and I do feel that they've actually been bringing it and raising the bar. But they've been raising the bar higher and higher each time. So I've seen something different from them, and they're really trying to push their act further, and I really appreciate that.
I just want to know how they can make this more dangerous now. Like, do they like put like radioactivity on the bar this time, and it turns them all into mutants or something? Like,
or she's juggling knives.
Yeah.
While she's flipping upside down. If that's the case, then she should just win.
Yeah. I think if you're willing to risk your life to that degree, I mean, if winning will allow you to stop doing this and stop trying to just die on stage, and more power to you. No, I just think they're really, really great. I think they upped the ante a lot on this past show. I don't know what else they can do, but I guess I'm kind of excited to find out.
Yeah, number 5, I have the Silhouettes, and they just, I know there's lots of shadow acts out there, but I really loved what they did last time, and they made me cry. I was crying all over myself with this story that they told. So, I mean, I don't want to spend the finale crying again.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm pretty excited to see what they're going to bring me.
Yeah, I feel like we are getting to the point now where we're probably going to agree on a lot, because I have number 5 Silhouettes at 5 too, and it is because I think what they did in that one performance was so exceptional that I just think that they are capable of coming out and really delivering something so much more. Plus, they're going to be in a finale that's going to have kind of a lot of sort of circus-themed acts where, you know, you could look at Alexa as saying a somewhat circus act. Sandow Trio, Duo Transcend, maybe they all kind of blend together. I think Silhouettes, they're going to stand out.
Yeah.
I really like them. I don't think they're going to win, but I really feel like they have like second place upside where they could end up delivering something really, really good, and then they're there at the very end of the season.
No, I agree. I think the top 6 can all sort of be in that like top 2, top 3.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one person that I just think is going to win the show, but I mean, I wouldn't be mad at any of these 6 if they actually ended up winning the show, depending on what they did. And because all of these acts have been raising the bar more and more and more, if they actually bring it again to another level, then I'm not going to be mad.
All right, so number 4, Duo Transcend,
too.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. Duo Transcend to me, they're a little bit like Sandow Trio, at least in like this past performance. They did the aerial routine. They did the roller skating routine. I don't know what they do now. I don't know if he just like flips her into outer space or
Juggling and knives. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I know. It's just sort of like, I think they are the best act of their kind I have ever seen. It's just the unfortunate thing is that acts like this never really win, and that's the way that it goes. But I think they probably are aware of that.
Yeah, they're really good. The first time I saw them, I was like, okay, because there was another aerial act in there that I was like, oh man, are these guys going to cancel each other out? And then Duo Transcend did that act with the roller skates. I was like, okay, they are not the same. They are not close. Yeah. Duo Transcend is doing something that's just so incredibly wild. Like, I don't know how they're going to raise the bar.
I really don't know either, but, you know, I think they are really good. To me, my number 4 and number 3 are almost a tie. Like, there's even been, like, times in this video where I've just been wanting to change them and go back and forth on them because I think number 4 and number 3 are really close. But what's your number 3?
Oh, my number 3 is Angelina Jordan, and I love her. I think that the 2 songs that she's done with Yellow Brick Road and
her audition,
for her audition for Bohemian Rhapsody and what's coming up with Angelina. The preview's online. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. It's so good. Yeah. Angelina Jordan.
Yeah.
Is just really incredible, and I've already seen the performance, but now I'm excited to actually watch it again and again and again. Her from her outfit to her stage presence to the arrangement of the song, her vocals, she's just so good that I can't not see her in the top 3.
I think there's a really good chance she's going to be in the top 3, and I think she's got a chance to win. I think any of my top 3, that's really kind of where it came down to me. I was just thinking, okay, who could I actually see being the winner? And, you know, to me, like I said, I find Duo Transcend and Angelina to be just about as phenomenal, but I think Angelina just has a tiny better chance of winning because she has this really unique voice.
And AGT loves singers.
They do love singers, but she's a legitimately really, really good singer. She's one of these people where if she does win, you're not going to be mad about it and be like, okay, here's another singer that won the show.
No, she's deserving.
Yeah, I have been like that with some other singers in the past. So I think Angelina's going to do really, really well. I don't know if she'll win, but she at least has a chance. Now we get to the top two. I had a really hard time with the top two.
I didn't.
I know you didn't. I did, because I felt like The Unbeatable to me had been my number one for most of the season.
Yeah.
And I think that they do things that I've never seen another act do. And I actually do feel like in my gut The Unbeatable probably will win this season. Just because I feel like they kind of have the, we got screwed over last season vibe to them.
Yeah, that's
and,
true.
I think AGT Champions wants to have sort of a dance act win. They've had a lot of singers. But I was just thinking a lot about it. For me right now with this season, I'm probably a little bit more invested in Marcelito right now. So I have The Unbeatable number 2. It's close. But because I just, both of them I think are mind-bending, world-altering sort of acts, and I just think that The Unbeatable, they are so good. I think Marcelito may have an ability to surprise me a little bit more at this point, but The Unbeatable has also blown me away like 200 times.
Yeah, The Unbeatable, there's no question of how good they are. We saw in their audition act that you had somebody like parkour off somebody's chest. It was just incredible. It was mind-blowing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if they do win, I'm gonna be very happy about that. There's no question about it. But I still feel that Marcelito is gonna win. I have never seen anything like this. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I just think his story, how adorably cute he is, how adorably cute his wife is. I'm so invested in them.
Yeah.
I just love them. There's so much about everything about just their story, his vocals, the songs he's been choosing. Now, we will have a video below for you to check out. There is a little bit of controversy that's going on with Marcelito's song choice.
Yeah.
For this finale, and Simon Cowell and production stepping in and maybe changing some stuff for him. I still feel that even though that's happened and that Marcelito was thrown a little off by the choice of song that he was asked to sing, that he is still gonna kill it. I feel that they can give him anything and he's gonna mic drop this and he's gonna win.
That's why I think that's why I'm just a tiny bit worried that I still have him at number 1, mind you. He has been my favorite consistent performer this season, and I'm just so invested in him right now. But I am worried about the song choice thing, and maybe it's going to be something that happened kind of near the last minute. Maybe the judges are going to not like it as much as they should, because they really should. I'm nervous that he's not going to end up winning, but, if he does not finish top 2, top 3... I mean, maybe if he's 3rd place, I won't be infuriated. I will be upset. If he is like 4th or 5th place, I will be really, really angry at the video that's coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be a very different video if Marcelito got burned because they gave him a song that is just so far out of his wheelhouse that he's just like, I did my best, guys.
Yeah.
There's no...
Yeah.
This whole thing just really pisses me off because... There's no reason to change somebody's final performance. People have saved their best for this moment. So to take that away from them and then give them something that they're not that familiar with, I know that Marcelito is going to do everything that he can to bring this performance, but it makes me really salty that I'm not going to get what he planned to show me. I had never heard of Marcelito before this. I'm so thankful that he's on the show and I had a chance to hear him. I wanted this performance of what he planned.
You know what this season reminds me of now? Ironically, it reminds me of this past season of AGT in a lot of ways, where I kind of felt like going into that finale, I would be really, really happy if The Unbeatable won or if Cody Lee won. I felt like they were the 2 best by far. And, Cody won, and then I was happy, but then The Unbeatable got 4th place, and I was incredibly unhappy about that. And I was just like, what? Come on, guys. Like, what gives? And to me, The Unbeatable Marcelito should be number 2 and number 1 in some order.
Yeah.
We'll be back on Monday, though. We'll talk about everyone, and maybe we'll have a better sense of who's going to win then. But for now, let us know your rankings of the top 10 in the comments. And if you do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking the link in the description to the CARTERMATT store. And we'll see you here next time.